Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jung, and I'm really happy to present our work in ISMAR. Our paper. Yeah, that's it. Our paper entitled "Ensuring Safety in Augmented Reality from the Trade-off Between Immersion and Situational Awareness" is one of the earliest work that addresses safety issues in AI. We are research collaboration from Korea, India, and Germany, and we are really interested to solve this problem in the real world. Okay. Yeah, this is contact. In order to describe in more detail in the problem, I have a little bit long introduction, and I will introduce our work as shown here: vehicle position estimation, VPE for short, and vehicle position visualization, VPV for short, and I will demonstrate the integration of both aspects, and I will conclude my presentation. So the massive hit of Pokemon Go application give us a huge help. For example, we don't need to bring markers to explain what AR it is. So it is really envisioned that AR can very helpful for us in terms of entertainment and for productivity. But in the other side, there are many incidents reported by Pokemon Go. I would say this is not the problem of Pokemon Go. This is a problem of augmented reality. So, in the social system point of view, Pokemon Go, the AI user can be treated like a 3-year-old child because they usually stumbled on the stairs and bumped with some objects in the street when they enjoy the AR game. So yes, we have bad reputation for using the use of AR in a social point of view. So I think this is quite a disparate situation for us, and more seriously, this will be even worse when augmented reality becomes an essential part of our daily lives, and the enhancement of AR fidelity increases, and we will get more and more instances like this. So what I want to address in this paper is a trade-off between immersion and situational awareness. So let me give you an example here. Okay, so when the user usually walk away, then they perform autonomously situational awareness, as shown here. But if the user get immersed into AR content, then the range of social awareness. So as you can see here, when user get immersed into the content, then the range of social awareness shrinks like this. So we called it the trade-off between immersion and situational awareness. So our approach is to use a third-party component that can ensure AR safety and prevent pedestrian-vehicle accidents. So for example, as you can see here, the third-party hardware like a camera or some range sensor can capture surrounding environments, and it can transform the hazards nearby to the user in a correct way. Then user can enjoy and more safe than in the current setup of augmented reality. And also, we want to solve this problem in the scope of pedestrian vehicle accidents, as you can see here. So let me give you an example here. All right. So assume that if a user looks here with very narrow field of view, the very narrow situational awareness region, and the vehicle comes behind, then user might hit by the car. So if some kind of third-party hardware attached it behind, and if it looks behind, and it informs the user you are in danger, then this will not happen. And this is a top view of this situation. All right. Cool. So we address two major requirements of this third-party hardware. As you can see here, third-party hardware components should detect incoming hazards from continuous exposure of it. So we assume that the car is approaching behind, and the RGB camera looks behind, and it captures the camera in a certain range of period. And we called it vehicle position estimation, because we assume that the most major aspect of danger comes from the distance between user and the vehicle. And the hazard should be transferred to the user in a form that immediately identifies the approach of it. So we called it vehicle position visualization. So if VPE is successful to estimate the position, then it should be transferred to the screen coordinate in a certain screen coordinate. And the benefit of using the two-dimensional coordinate, it might be the user can plan an escape from the hazard by just capture the situation. And we have used assumption the use of RGB camera and more than 3 seconds for exposure. And we just use the distance in this experiment, and we didn't consider computing power. So, okay, before I go this, I'm not that mature to satisfy myself for science to generate the real accident data. So I used virtual traffic simulation. Actually, we implemented ourselves for these two different experiments, and the simulation supports intersection-wise city generation and intelligent drive model-based vehicle agents, and it can capture from the pedestrian's point of view, actually the backside of user, and it can reproduce the scenario of the situation. And also, it can autonomously generate the situations to generate the training and tested data set. So we used virtual data for validation. And you can refer the link for this source code. So the procedure is shown here. So as you can see here, the RGB image sequence is given, and we detect the ROI region of vehicle by yellow detector. Then the region and the RGB image sequence we should be given to VPE. Then it will estimate the position at the in the world coordinate, and then it will transfer to this is the egocentric localization of the position. Here, so in the two-dimensional coordinate, you can identify the vehicle by looking at the screen coordinate. So in a simulated image input, we were able to get the vehicle region by using the back projection of the vehicle region autonomously. So we had ground truth data of it. So with the truth data, we had two separate experiments. One is VPE and one is for VPV. So the objective of VPE experiment is to investigate the suitability of position estimation with RGB image sequence and a deep model, and find the best configuration of deep learning model that estimate the position most accurately. So in the example in here, so you can see in this part, It is a three-dimensional position estimated by VPE here, and this is the virtual data. So the VPE configuration is shown here. So we have tested 16 configurations, the model of VGG and Inception V3, and we have used input scheme which cropped by ROI region. So one is called cropped and one is activated. And we have used a sequential model called LSTM and CNN. And we also have tested the initialization by using scratch from data and fine-tuning. And we have generated a lot of training data and a lot of test data for this D model. And we used quite a superpower from the supercomputing desktop. So here is the result. So as you can see here, these are results from the 16 configurations. And you can note that this is the best performance of the D model. And you can see Inception V3 activated CNN fine-tuning show the best performance. And the best performance for us, we thought that it is quite acceptable, the error of 34 centimeter. And it could be nice. Yeah. For escape from the danger. And the second experiment, VPE experiment, object to validate the trade-off between immersion and situational awareness and compared to out-of-view object visualization method in terms of VPV. As you can see here, this is a user study. In this study, user can experience AR game in the VR traffic simulation environment. And user task in this experiment is to hunting a mole. This is called a shoot a mole game, and user can use the one single controller to select the mode, gaming mode, and evacuation mode. And the difficulty of game was increased to enforce user's immersion as 3 levels. And we also employed 2 out-of-view object visualization. One is EyeSee360. One is the colleague of the previous works of our colleague, and one is radar. You might experience this maybe in the 2D map, mini map in the typical game. And these two are different screen coordinate to visualize the danger situation. And this is experimental setup. I'm running out of time, so I'll skip this. So the results of trade-off validation demonstrate the inverse proportional tendency of immersion and situational awareness. So as the number of modes catched by user increases, as you can see here, the number of entrants of the evacuate mode decreases. See, is in here. In the comparison of EyeSee360 and Radar, no significance was found, but users' preference towards Radar and the faster user response was induced by EyeSee360. And also, we implemented the integration of VPE and VPV with the virtual and real data. As you can see here. Right. So, in our experiment, we demonstrate the trade-off between immersion and situational awareness, which was inversely proportional. And the best VPE showed 360 meter of error in real time, and out-of-view visualization methods showed no statistical difference. And integration of VPE and VPE demonstrate the possibility of the use of the third-party component in the real environment. And we had several limitations, as you can see here. It was limited to virtual environment, and only distance was used as the context of hazard. And hazard was caused by much more contextual information like surrounding area and much more environmental information. And VPV should only be visible in a certain dangerous context for true immersion. So it was reported that the top layer visualization was quite annoying for the user. So our contribution is as follows. We propose a novel solution of employing a third-party component, and we demonstrate real-time ROI-based 3D position estimation, and we demonstrate the trade-off, and we performed quantitative and qualitative evaluation of 2 out-of-view visualization method. And in the future work, we address 2 major technical challenges here. So there should be like VPE results should be like probability. So the accurate estimation of potential collision should be estimated in terms of probability. And with that probability, the prioritized visualization of hazard should be performed. So we are Research Association for AI Safety, and we welcome you to join this collaboration. And please take guiding Mombi in the post session. And thank you for your attention.
We will entertain one question, I think. It's the first time I've seen Unity used as a presentation technology. Pretty cool. Thanks.
Hi. Thanks for this. Have you thought about not using visuals, but rather using spatialized audio through a bone conduction headset or a wearable vibrotactile belt? Because then you get really away from too much stuff in the visual field.
Yeah, actually there are a lot of previous works on that, especially in terms of the use of a smartphone. And we also consider like haptics and audio information to alert user. But we guess that much more, I mean there are many ways to inform the user, and that may be the future work for us. Thanks.
Please look at it. I think you'll find it much more effective than adding more visuals to the visual field.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.